Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Millicent Walker. Coming up on the program, herdsmen invade another school in Edo State. NPAR beneficiaries lament non-payment of stipends. And we look at policing in Delta and Anambra states. The acting president, Professor Yemi, has charged the military to devote more resources in the use of cyberspace. That's to combat issues of terrorism as well as hate speeches. Well, Professor Sibajo gave the charge during the graduation ceremony of Senior Course 39 at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji in Kaduna. He berated the loud expressions of prejudice and hate, asking that a line between freedom of speech as well as hate speeches must be drawn, otherwise the consequences would be tragic. The acting president congratulated the 187 graduates, urging them to make maximum use of intense training on the field to reinforce a better ideology and mindset among Nigerians. The President of Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has reiterated that he remains unperturbed by the decision of the federal government to file an appeal against the ruling of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT. He made the comments in a statement signed by a special advisor released by his office today. Dr. Saraki says he is confident that the verdict at the appellate court would not be different from that of the CCT, as the facts of the case remain the same. Dr. Saraki also quoted saying that anybody who has been following the proceedings and the evidence given by the prosecution witnesses during the examination in chief as well as cross-examination should know that if presented before any court of justice and law, the same outcome as in the CCT will be arrived. The President of Senate went further to allege that the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Anti-Corruption, Professor Itsesage, had interfered with the judicial process, an act he describes as corruption. Dr. Saraki says he believes a fresh appeal would be an exercise in futility, noting that it is only another attempt to commence another trial without any substance. The U.S. diplomatic mission to Nigeria has announced a 2.9 million naira micro grant to support the economic well-being of 50 women and their families, as well as vulnerable children orphaned by HIV and AIDS. The beneficiaries are in 5 local communities in Apapa local government area of Lagos State. Under the U.S. Ambassador's PEPFAR Small Grants Program, Peaceful Life for Women and Children, training will be provided to beneficiaries in areas of business, vocational skills and trade mentorship. The acting U.S. Consul General says the U.S. will continue to support Nigeria in the fight against HIV/AIDS epidemic. And about 5,000 people enrolled for the federal government's social investment program NPAR in Kwara State, while they're complaining of non-payment of stipends. The government's reaction to this is that the beneficiaries are not complying with the rules, but the beneficiaries say they have not been paid since inception of the program last December.
Kwara State beneficiaries of the federal government's NPAR program have filled up the banquet hall of the state government house.
You must be able to stand.
It's an event to further educate them on what to expect from the government, but most have come with daggers drawn, complaining that they've not been paid since the program began in December last year. They want the issues resolved.
They still ask me that I should list all my documents, everything about me, and I listed it down to them. So it's up to 5 times now that I'm listing all those things. Yesterday, and we met a lot of people there in the NOAA, that is National Orientation Agencies. We met a lot of people there that this complain the same thing.
I changed my name on April on my BVN. Till date, we've not collected anything. And they said we should be sending documents and the rest. We've been sending them. Nothing has been done till date.
The state coordinator of the NPAR program assures the agitated beneficiaries that the situation will be corrected.
Some people had their brothers, their uncles, their wives' phone number on their application, on their registration. The moment you have a phone number that does not belong to you, you cannot succeed, because that line can be used to relate with you. Once they discover that the information that you have supplied is incorrect or false, you are automatically disqualified.
The administration of Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed says it supports the empowerment program of the federal government, which is why the state is appealing to beneficiaries that they have a role to play in getting what's being promised to them by regularizing their status.
In an effort to ensure effective participation of Kwara State in Empower program, as well as to reduce initial errors that characterize the participation of the state, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Fatai Ahmed constituted a solid structure to ensure maximum participation of our youth in the scheme.
It's the first phase of the program, and according to the Kwara State government, there are bound to be hiccups, a problem it hopes will not come up in the second phase once all beneficiaries are regularized to receive their monthly stipends.
The governor of Bayelsa State, Siraki Dixon, has asked the federal government to pay closer attention to the Brass Liquefied Natural Gas project. He made the call when the managing director of Brass LNG, Danielle Timbrini, and other top executives of the company paid him a courtesy visit at Government House, Yenagoa. Speaking on the importance of the project, the governor noted that it has the capacity to improve the fortunes of the people in the Niger Delta as well as the entire country because of its social, infrastructural and economic benefits.
Let me use this opportunity to call on the federal government to pay deserved attention, special attention, to this Brass LNG project. This is one of the greatest interventions we'll be having in this state, one of the biggest interventions we'll be having in this region. And it has capacity to turn around this region. It has capacity to engage youth, it has capacity to create wealth, it has capacity to develop skills. I'm told that there are issues, but I want to use this opportunity to once again restate the commitment of the government and the people of this state to encourage this project and work with all partners, including the federal government and their agencies, to see that these hurdles are taken care of in no distant time.
The management of Queen Ada Girls Secondary School in Kwara local government area of Edo State has made an appeal to government to come to its rescue by tightening up security in and around the school premises following an alleged encroachment by herdsmen. In an interview with Channels Television, some students and members of staff bemoaned the absence of walls around this compound, leaving them vulnerable to attacks.
Normalcy seems to have been restored to the Queen Ada Girls Secondary School premises in the Kwara local government area of Edo State, following an alleged encroachment by herdsmen. This amateur video footage captured some of the events in the school's premises on Thursday morning. It shows a heated argument between the member of the school staff and the herdsman over claims on human rights.
The people were here yesterday in the night. The night? Because I'm going to stay here.
The head girl of Queen Ada Girls Secondary School recounts the early morning incident.
When I got here, I saw some, like you can see, some cow filters on the ground. I went there, I saw some materials for some people. I saw clothes, bags, and some plates and cups they use in eating. I just entered my class and dropped my bag. When I came back, when I just looked at this side, so I saw some cows coming out from our school farm, those areas. So then the students came out and started chasing the man. I even saw a bag there that belonged to a man. Before our principal came, she started, she now videoed it, she now called. For later, I started the assembly and went to class. So later, the new school started arriving.
For the school's authorities, the situation is likely to worsen as a result of the poorer state of the school's premises.